Hello everyone. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. So we are back. I guess this is part 2 of our Baddies series. I don't even know if this is gonna be a series. I don't know. But yeah, this is part 2. I guess it would be a series if it's a part 2. Anyway, with that being said, we are gonna look into the future of baddies, right? So in the first part, we did Natalie versus Lemmy. Um, so yeah, I have some questions that I wrote that I want to look into. This first one, I don't know. I'm still kind of debating if I want to do this because I feel like we got into this in the first part. If you didn't watch the first part, you should. So the first question I want to look into is, does Natalie contractually have the executive control that she says she does? And I specifically say contractually because, she can claim the title, but is it in writing? The next thing I want to look at is Natalie in danger. Because in the first part, we did have Tanisha give her that warning, right? We also kind of like touched on the fact that I feel like Lemmy might start like sicking the girls on her, and I don't think she's gonna really want to deal with that, right? So I basically want to break that one down to, is she in danger via the cast members, producers, basically people on the show, or is she in danger via people outside of the show but still under Zeus? If that makes sense. Um, then I want to look into like the approximate shelf life of this show and anything interesting in the near future. Give me 1 second. Pause it. All right. So, like I said, I don't know if I really want to do this one because I feel like I already explained this in the first part where I feel like Lemmy has control, a bit more control because he owns a network, but Natalie has a lot of pull, a lot of that charismatic energy, the draw. All right, so yeah, does Natalie contractually have the executive control that she says she does? We're starting off with the Emperor. Bottom of the deck is a Five of Pentacles. The Emperor, yeah. See, that's the thing with the Emperor, though. Yeah, the Emperor does have a lot of control. The Emperor controls an empire, right? But behind this is the Five of Pentacles, where the Emperor is still being led. So again, it's that weird power dynamic where yes, she does have a lot of power, but it kind of like what they call them 360 deals or something. It's what I'm hearing is it's like it circulates back to Lemmy somehow. She has power contractually, but somehow on the back end, in the fine print, it really is Lemmy. Like she still has to follow behind him. I feel like this came out in the first part. I don't remember for what part though. I know it definitely has something to do with control. There's Five of Pentacles here. So let's pull a clarifier. I keep hearing 360 deal. I never really understood what a 360 deal was. So if you know what it means, you can by all means explain that to me. But what I'm just hearing is like 360 as in, again, like the energy just circulates back to being in favor of the network, so to speak. Is the best way to put it. Okay. Death. Uh Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. Contractually, look at this. First of all, this is literally like saying life on the line. Doesn't it look like he's writing something? But this is cups, right? So, and also death, right? Death is in this case signifying a life cycle, not just like the end of something, but like there's something in the contract where she feels like her life depends on her sticking with this man to the end until she can't, is what I'm trying to say. Now I'm hearing life 360. Is that a thing? Life 360. Life 360. Life 360 app. What is that? Life 360 is a great solution for location tracking, location sharing, and more. Why is that significant? Tracking, right? We have heard other characters, such as Aaron the plumber, talking about him feeling watched and him throwing out his own ideas of being tracked and watched. We also heard Natalie say, I'm being held hostage. So there's something in the contract where she feels like her life has to revolve around this until it can't. Her life has to, I don't want to say revolve around, but involve Zeus Network until it can't. It will be better for Natalie's image, I guess, for Zeus to implode as opposed to her leaving. If that makes sense. Because her leaving comes with that Life 360 app. It comes with her getting tracked, her being followed, and her being watched from the basis of control. Because, like I said, yes, I'm going to write up this whole contract where I make you feel. Damn it, this thing is rude. I think it's overheating because I did have it on for a while. Let me go get my other freaking what's it called, ring light. I'll be back. Yeah, it was definitely overheating. Do apologize about that. Kind of forgot where I was, but I remember the Life 360. That's what I was saying. Are you gonna do it again? Baby shot. Let me see. Hold on. I'm sorry. I swear. Must not want this video to come out. All right. Because that's the best we're gonna do. It's the best we're gonna do. And I'm not starting this reading over. I'm not. So if you gonna try and get me to shut up, not. Anyway. I was saying the Life 360 app, something tracking. There's some sort of um like fine print, basically. Some sort of fine print that doesn't favor Natalie. And I feel like she knows this, but again, she's just blinded by money. Yeah, look at both of them. They both are just blinded. You see how that's kind of like snow, or I don't know what they're trying to do. That effect there, where the vision isn't fully clear. So I feel like she was initially, she might have signed this contract like happy go lucky, like, yeah, I'm getting to the bag, as she says, getting to the bag, Think she might have skipped over something because it favored, or she felt like it favored her more in the end. But yeah, that tracking, that tracking feels serious. And I'm just gonna say that. Allegedly. Okay. And I am protected. I'm gonna just throw that out there. Okay. But yeah. That's what we were looking at, right? Does Natalie have the power she says she does contractually? What else are the other questions I wanted to look at? That would be a good transition into the next question. Is she in danger? But you know what? I'm not going to let that be like that. So we're going to see. Is there anything else that we can expose publicly about this contract? It's not funny. Because what does that look like? What does that look like? What it look like he doing? What that look like? What did I say? And what was here? Death, right? I don't take it literally in most cases. Not all. But maybe a 1%. Just let me stop. Yeah. Anyway, anything else that they wanted us to know about this contract? And we got here the Four of Swords. Again, please examine this. And what else does it say on that box? I don't think you guys can really see it, but it says fragile. Fragile. Going back to that Life 360 app. And back to what Aaron, the plumber, said. Then we have the Three of Wands. Running fucking theme. Because if you remember in the first part 1, part 2, whatever. And the Natalie versus Lemmy, what did we have a lot? We had the Lovers a lot. Then we have the Sun. So I don't know if that's a good sun or that's a sun I'm gonna burn you up. Or like a life cycle, and then you come back out as a small child, type of thing. I hope you guys are kind of picking up a bit, because I'm getting like underlying threatening energy. That's the best way I could say it. And again, I'm really hearing it strong. 360, and Life 360. I had to look it up. What is Life 360 together? It's an app. It's a tracking app. Share your location. All right. Anything? Let's clarify. Let's clarify what they gave us right here, because it seems like a lot is being said. A lot is being said, but a lot shouldn't be said. Yeah. Clarify the four swords, please. Didn't we have this here? We had this when we was talking about Lenny, the King of Cups. This King of Cups is in reverse. Ooh. King of Cups, bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. You see, the King of Cups is in reverse. Why? Because, for one, I don't read this deck in reverse, but I do read this deck in reverse, right? So when it came out in this deck, I did speak about Lemmy having manipulation issues. He's very strong with his tactics, right? And I feel like this King of Cups is coming out in reverse because this is a manipulation tactic to I guess the best way I could say it is, like, initially when the contracts were formed, like I said, Natalie thought she hit the jackpot. She thought she's emperor. She thought she was Queen of Pentacles, Queen of getting to the bag, right? Little did she know, she was dealing with a very, very strong manipulative energy. Okay? It's funny too. And was it the last part? The last part of the reading, he got the King of Cups and she got the Queen of Cups. And I think it's quite ironic that they're both coming out as kings and queens again. And shit, a tinge of emperor. Because the emperor overrides all of the kings. The empress overrides all of the queens, right? So with that being said, it's funny that I'm just saying, like, they have very strong energy and they both come up as king or queen, not page, not knight. No. They both are very strong energies clashing. So like I said, initially she was in her emperor energy, Queen of Pentacles energy, like, yes, I made that deal, which she did. Let's not deny it. She did make a lot of money. She is making a lot of money. Okay? But little did she know that little man had a very, very big little man complex. So clarifying that four of swords was this, right? Said all that to say, little did she know just how deep this can get. Okay? Tracking. I mentioned a life cycle. And what this looked like, it looked like he laying on a coffin. Or maybe doing like some sort of final prayer, like, if I have to go, please make it favorable. I don't know, but that's what is given to me. So this is clarifying the Four of Swords energy. Like, little did she know she's entering this contract that could really affect her livelihood. Not just her career, not just her money. Clarify this Three of Wands. We have the Knight of Cups. All I'm hearing is no one wants to be dropped like that. No one wants to be dropped like that. No one wants to be dropped like that. When we look at this Three of Wands here, right? Excuse me, we see that this guy here, he has two wands, or brooms in this case. He has two wands in this hand. And somehow he's not reaching out for this one though. But it's standing, it's there. He could reach out for it, but I'd rather not. Type of energy. I'd rather not. And no one wants to be dropped like that. So we are getting a tinge, just a little whiff of that insecurity that he played on with Natalie. The insecurity that Natalie has is not being able to control a situation and getting left behind in a situation, and he played on that. Oof. Phew, the I swear the tiniest crack he found. Not to say Natalie's, not a flawed person, but that he found the tiniest crack. Oh, that's how I could hurt her? Again, I'm only seeing what's on the surface right now. We're not getting too deep into what's in that contract because that's not even something I would want to expose fully like that. But we're seeing what was played on. No one wants to get dropped like that. He saw the tiniest bit. Remember how I said they both come out as kings and queens, not knights, not pages. Well, here's the knight. That tiniest piece of emotional insecurity, he took it and he ran. Because the knights, they speak emotion as well. Motion, emotion. All right, he found the emotion to get him in motion. All right. What drives her? What breaks her? Motion, emotion. I don't even want to clarify this lovers because I'm over it. Because we done spoke about the lovers in the Nat versus Lemmy, so I'm gonna skip over that. Let's get to the sun. Clarify the sun for me, please. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. It would be better for the Zeus Network to implode or explode. I don't know, implode because it'll be from within, than for her to leave. Clarifying the sun, her way out, her happiness, her joy will come at the expense, at the downfall of this King of Wands in reverse. Who's the King of Wands? The big shot caller, Lemmy. And it's, now that I'm looking at it, the King of Wands, right? Wands represent fire. The sun is a big fireball. So that big fireball will come off of her back if he implodes, if he goes under first. So so going back to the lover, since I skipped it, right? Yeah, this is like a toxic relationship. It would be better if I can make my partner look really, really shitty to this judge. And the judge is the public, the audience, us, right? The viewers. If I make my partner look really, really shitty to the judges, that's how I win. So I think that's why we're seeing so much of this tit for tat coming out a bit more. She's okay. I see the tactics. I think I'm going to leave that there, but that that was some juicy tea, spirit. That's interesting. He literally found the teeniest crack. No one wants to be dropped. Like, I feel like she might have said that shit out loud, or a variant of that. She might have said that out loud. Like, oh no, you ain't dropping me like that. And he's like, oh, she's insecure about something. And with that being said, contractually, does she run Baddies? Yes and no. Because she entered a really fucked up deal. She'll never admit that. She'll never admit. I don't know. Maybe she will. Maybe she will. Once everything like really really gets fucked up for Lemmy, she might say that. But for now, she's not gonna say, "Oh, I made a mistake." That's too much accountability, and that's too much forwardness. You know, she has to keep the bag going. She's money minded. Okay, so yes, but to what degree? Where you sign your whole life over, where you could get tracked, you know? So yeah, she do, but to what degree? And that's why he's always on the attack. I was about to put the cards away, but look, I'm not making this up. Yeah, I'm not making this up. Ooh. That is the devil. I just cut the deck randomly, and that is the devil. Didn't I say that Holly Weird? If I could explain Holly Weird via tarot, I say it will be a combination of the devil and the star. Didn't I say she might not have said the exact words that I said, but she might have said a variant? Now, the devil and the star. What is the sun? It's a star, ain't it? Ooh. There's some Holly. Ooh, and under that is the Empress. I'm telling you, Lemmy might have his time coming. His time might be coming. He might implode like a big old Holly Weird star. And here comes Natalie running on her imaginary, or riding, excuse me, on her imaginary horse, like, let me tell you what the fuck he did. So I was under contract. That's when she might start spilling. Ooh, ooh. Cut the deck and it's the moon. I always say one of the worst combinations is the moon and the devil mixed with the death. This is some scurry shit. It's some scurry shit. And with that being said, I'm out of that one. We're gonna move on. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I was gonna skip that question. Remember, I was gonna skip that question. I was gonna skip that. I'm glad I did it. That was juicy, but like, now that actually does segue. Is Natalie in danger? I avoided the first segue. Now let's get into it. This is about to cut me off because it's 30 minutes. I'll be back. Y'all. So tell me why though. It was just 11:11 on the clock. I had to come back. I was about to refill my juice thingy just now, but I had to come back and let you know that I just paused on 11:11. Okay. Is Natalie in danger? So I wanted to break that up. Is she? Because if you watch the first parts, please watch the first parts. Natalie versus Lemmy. I felt like Lemmy's gonna start sicking the girls on Natalie as a way to get her to basically act right. So I want to see, is Natalie going to be in danger via the other castmates? Or okay, yeah, via the other cast members, producers, etc. I really want to know, will they be allowed to attack her? I want to know if that's a call that Lemmy would make in the near future, if that makes sense, right? Okay, so let me rephrase the question. Would physical violence against Natalie be a call that Lemmy would make to control Natalie? That's a long question, but spirit know what I'm talking about. Be a cast members, producers, etc. Because I also wanted to ask this because basically she had that falling out with Jayla. Who else? And Scotty. So basically, as Tanisha even said, like you falling out with girls that was riding for you. What you gonna do now? So like she basically made herself open, and I want to see like what's going on because Jayla and Scotty probably would have been fighting for her. What the hell? Why would you do that? Why would you refresh like that? Jayla and Scotty would have been, her riders if she had treated them well. And that's the downfall of like narcissistic people. Like they don't recognize when people are really on their side, and it's like you could have really had a real good flying monkey if you just treated them better. Like you're so dumb. But anyway. Yeah, that's looking out. So we have the Nine of Wands, bottom of the deck. So yeah, she's stupid, but she ain't that stupid. So nine of wands. Yeah, this is on the lookout. All right, this is on the lookout for smoke at all times. So essentially, yes, that will be a call that will be made. However, to play smart, she's gonna turn into peacemaker. This 10 of cups also came out in how does she view him, and basically she's like, it could all be simple if we work together. So she's gonna turn into like this uh devilish peacemaker, which we've seen her play that role before, but is definitely going to be turned up because she knows, oh, he's serious this time. Like he's actually allowing these girls to target me. Let's clarify this Nine of Wands. Damn, I'm sick of this damn card. Lovers. The lovers in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the hermit. Yeah, you do want to, she is going to want to retreat. She is going to want to like retract statements and do the whole kissing up, making up type of thing. It's a way to break her. Remember that little tiny crack he saw? It's a way to like really get into that. Can you imagine? I don't know because I didn't watch a reunion or anything. Can you imagine Ivory going at Natalie full force? Can you imagine that? I don't think she wants to imagine things like that, you know? So to avoid even having those things come to mind, let's 10 of cups it. Let's just like all calm down, like, whoa, whoa, probably because I wanted to say probably gonna play that whole power dynamic over there. I'm like, oh, I can get you fired, but I don't think it's gonna work this time because they see through it now. Because this is a what did I say? A trigger word, or like a very specific call. What I'm hearing is a lot of these women are male centered, so they're gonna override like what Natalie's saying if he makes a certain call. You know? Is she in danger via the castmates? We have the Fool and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And what is this? Judgment in reverse. Yeah. And the Page of Pentacles. Like I said, she's foolish, but she ain't that dumb, Again, going back to the other part where she realizes she has to tame him. Not really tame him, but tame the abuse that she receives from him. Yeah. Yeah, this well, we're gonna see basically, we're gonna see a lot more humiliation rituals done on Natalie. That this Fool here, and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, Judgment, and then more Pentacles. This is her at the end of this situation. Like, all right, we got to work on something. This can't keep happening because she's gonna be done, not done, but like overwhelmed by the humiliation rituals that's about to come. And let me is giving like he's about to go full force. It's too much back and forth now. It's not staying swept under the rug like it was supposed to. It's like it's like so many, imagine so much dust, or yeah, dust and dirt just being swept under the rug that the rug is like literally lifted an inch. It's like how you can't sweep anymore. Like we can see that you are literally placing this rug over a pile of dirt. You get what I'm saying? So this is what's happening. Foundations are crumbling. Imagine you in some sort of like faulty concrete. Something's not done, and they just throw a mat over it. It's like, oh, we fixed it. That's what's happening right now. We're seeing a lot of unraveling. So, yeah, I do feel like basically there's like a clock going off in Lemmy's head. Like, okay, it's due time for her set of rituals now, her real set of humiliation rituals, because I don't feel like they were direct enough. Is what I'm getting. I don't feel like what he did before was direct enough. So he's really looking for a way to show who's boss. Show who is boss. All about the money. Cutting the deck. Seven of Pentacles. Money controls both of these people. However, like I said, for Natalie's sake, I feel that she believes it would be better to just wait on Zeus to just crumble as a whole and then make her exit. Because her leaving is like I said in the first part, she feels bound. They feel bound to each other. That's why the lovers card kept popping up and it's still popping up. They feel bound to each other because they done blurred business lines. Okay? So I'm gonna leave that there. Is she in danger outside of Zeus? I feel like I answered that in the very first part. Um yeah, there's definitely some livelihood, life attachments, however you want to say it. Um Attached to baddies, attached to a certain contract. We've had, was it two people who passed away from the Zeus Network? He had the guy from Erica Mena's show, and then a girl who auditioned for Baddies. And then you had Aaron talking about was it his friend? Somebody he was close to had got stabbed in the head, like brutally, after him basically not giving up his information, personal information. So we're hearing a lot of claims coming out about Zeus, and I do feel like we will witness. I'm not really going to read it, but I feel like, oh, actually, I will read it in a different reading though. I'm going to do the future of the Zeus Network. But yeah, I feel like we will be witnessing the downfall of Zeus in maybe like the next 5 years or so. All right, so let's put these back. Is she in danger outside of Zeus? I'll look into it, even though I feel like I answered that. Is she in danger outside of Zeus? Well, outside, I keep saying outside of Zeus, but I mean like outside of like Baddies show. Is she in danger outside of the Baddies? No, wait. I don't want to say outside of Zeus because that would be her main connection. I mean, like, yeah, outside of Baddies. As in, like I said, not necessarily cast members, but people who are allegedly hired to track people or are allegedly hired to do certain things to people. Is she in danger outside of Baddies? We have the King of Cups. Didn't I say this came up for him? Where the King of Cups can be very manipulative. The King of Cups can. The power with the King of Cups, right? So we have the King of Cups, the King of Wands, Pentacles, and Swords, right? King of Cups power is emotional control, emotional power. So if he's able to make you feel like you are in danger, or if you're threatened, or you feel just any sort of discomfort, if he's able to play on any feelings, he will do that. Now, what's at the bottom of this confirmed it even more. This is the Knight of Pentacles. Didn't I say the Knight represents movement? And he's going to move about what? Pentacles, his money. So he will make some moves or have some moves made on his behalf so he can get the emotional gratification to know that, hey, is you shook? Is you shook, bitch? Are ya? Are ya? Okay. So, I think that kind of answered the question in a roundabout way. I'm going to go on and say, yeah, some moves can be made. So, I kind of believe Aaron. Okay, I believe Aaron a lot more. Moves, emotion. Okay, moves can be made. If you are not satisfying my ego, I can make it affect your money, or if I feel like it's affecting my money, I can make you feel away. So feeling, you see that blur line again, feelings and money, when it's supposed to be just about the damn numbers. He seemed more business oriented with Janisha than he do with like other people, like his employees. Do y'all notice that? Now that I said that out loud, do y'all notice that? He seems to be a lot more business minded and like more robotic with Janisha, and that's supposed to be his. I get. I'm gonna just say common law wife. I don't know the technicalities, but I know they're not really married, but they carry on like a married couple, right? Yeah, that's interesting. That is interesting. You know, the way when it comes to his employees, people he's supposed to have working under him, it's like he gets very emotionally and personally involved in, I guess, what they got going on or how they should make him feel as a CEO. How do you make me feel as a CEO? Not how much money you make. It's like, how do you make me feel? You make me feel like a boss. You make me feel good. You stay. That's the vibe I'm getting. That is a very weird dynamic. Um, I don't think I want to clarify, but I will. Whatever. Anything else you want to eat? The sun in reverse. Didn't we have the sun? So yeah, we had the sun before, as in Natalie feels like that would be her escape. But he's using the sun as in I can make some days dark for you, right? Again, we have more cups. 4 of Cups. You work with all this fire energy and all this control and this, but you got cups with you. He's emotional. That's why. Okay, yeah. A lot of like culty people, cult leaders, which I was calling him that a lot in the previous one. A lot of those people are really like fucking sensitive, like, but they want to be hard. And that's why they play on other people's sensitivities. Like, I'm more emotionless than you. I'm more cold than you. I'm more, but they mask it as I'm more content than you. I'm more evolved than you. I don't get upset about little stuff. You get upset about little stuff. Meanwhile, they are the biggest, like, internal crybabies. Their soul is always fucking crying. That's the energy Lemmy gives me. You're such a king of cups. You're such a king of cups energy because your soul is always fucking crying. Like a little boy. A very hurt little boy, just like the sun card. The sun and the sun. Yeah, yeah. Like he gives like a little boy energy. He's hurt. But I'm not gonna show that hurt because I'm a CEO and everybody needs to recognize. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. That's it. So yes, is she in danger? You in danger, girl? You in danger, girl? Yes, you is. We're gonna move on. I wanted to. What are we? 22 minutes. I wanted to look at the approximate shelf life of the show. Now, I will admit, I'm not the best when it comes to time. At least I feel like I am. I've heard pretty good. What's the word? I guess testimony that I am pretty accurate with time, but I don't know. I just, I don't believe it's my strong point. So sorry to just put that out there. I want to know the approximate shelf life of Baddies. So basically, how many more seasons do we have left before shit really hits the fan, basically? Approximately, well, how many more seasons do we have before shit hits? Oh, star. Bottom of the deck is a page of swords. So all that's telling me is it's gonna go to the well runs dry. But let's see if you give me a time frame. You see? Like, basically, they're gonna milk this stardom until they both can't do it anymore. Until the official butting of heads is too much. Until a skull gets cracked. Alright. 3. How many seasons? I feel like they do 2 seasons a year, right? If I'm not mistaken, I believe so. So 3 years, in my opinion. What, like 6 seasons? Let's see. Knight of Wands. So we have the 5, the 5 of Wands, the High Priestess, which is 2, and the 9 of Swords. I will say approximately 6 to 10 seasons left If you want to factor in the high priestess in reverse, which is a 2, subtract the 2, I would say approximately 8 seasons left, to be fair. We got approximately 8 seasons left of Baddies before things get a little too much for Zeus. Is that again? I'm not good with time, but I'm just saying. This is the 8 of Swords in reverse. I'm gonna say we got approximately 8 seasons of Baddies left before things get a little too crazy. Clip this if you want. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I already preface that I'm not good with time, but according to my divination calculations, I will say approximately 8 seasons. Cut the deck, we have the Magician, so I might be onto something. The Magician is 1. So yes, I might be on the money here. Yeah, like I said, 6 to 8. Both swords, 6 of Swords, 8 of Swords, approximately 6 to 8 seasons of Baddies before we watch the what? The Fallen Star. Interesting. All right, I'm gonna move on from there. Last thing, this is probably gonna cut me off. Let me go making 2 seconds. Last thing I want to look at is basically, is there anything anything interesting to look out for in the near future that we should look out for as an audience? Anything weird, anything not kosher? I don't know. What are some signs that shit might be imploding that we can look out for as the viewing audience, as the nosy audience that we are? But they put that shit on display for us, so are we nosy? Mm-hmm. Anything we should look out for in the near future in regards to Baddies? Yeah, because I'm gonna leave the Zeus Network as a whole, but for another reading, let's just look at anything to look for Baddies, 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 Baddies. Is Baddie shot o'clock still gonna be around? Anything interesting to look for in the near future? Queen of Pentacles. That was the bottom of the deck, actually. The way it actually fell out. Okay, so I'm going to use this as the bottom of the deck, too. The 4 of Cups. Because what I'm hearing is, no, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. So that's what we're going to be hearing a lot more from Natalie. No, I'm not going to be doing that. No, 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 no. We're gonna hear a lot more no. Audibly, no. Okay? Yeah. Four of Cups. I don't want what you trying to give to me. We're going to hear her saying, pay attention. Because I'm not going to lie. I don't have a subscription to Zeus. I just be watching the clips that come out. I pay attention to the drama and just get the gist of it. I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah. So for my subscribers, well, for Zeus subscribers, not my subscribers. Well, my subscribers, people who watch me and who watch Zeus and who are subscribed to Zeus, please let me know if you start hearing now and say no, or tell me the circumstances around her saying no. Tell me if you notice it. But just pay attention because we are going to hear her saying, no, no, like yeah, no, yeah. We're gonna hear that a lot. What else to look for? In the near future. The world that flipped over. Clarify this world with this deck. Please. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Magician in reverse, and then underneath that was a Tower. But I'm gonna leave that for now, because that's also in reverse. What to look out for? The spice leaving. A lot of the spark will be leaving from the Baddies image. A lot of the charm. See what's okay. Yeah, what I'm hearing is Spirit saying what's happening is we're witnessing the unraveling of spell work. Right? There was a lot of dark spell work that was done to build the Zeus Network. Not just Lemmy, but Natalie herself. Like I said, they are two dark personalities, two sides of the same coin. Said that in the last reading. But what we're witnessing is the undoing of spell work, which would cause the imploding of a network, right? Because it's coming from within to implode. Yeah. So we're gonna notice a lot of the spark around the Baddies image go away. So I would say, because Natalie ain't gonna let that go. Natalie gonna be a baddie till she's 60 years old. She gonna be doing shots and saying she producing something. But we will witness a rebrand. Maybe she's finally gonna be behind the scenes or something and let the show be more of a Bad Girls Club spinoff instead of having a damn executive producer, or whatever in the cast throughout every season. Like, that's weird. She should have been behind the scenes, and I feel like a lot of this would have saved her. She would have had plenty of, I hate to say it, stock, plenty of livestock to use as human sacrifice. But she wanted to, that again, going back to narcissistic people, you just so self-centered that you don't realize when you can like fucking sacrifice other people. It's not that I'm encouraging it. I'm not encouraging it. And it's like you just want to be the center of attention so bad that you put yourself in the mix. When you, like I said, she could have had a whole bunch of livestock to use for for humiliation rituals, or if she had really kind of like played off of more of the Bad Girls Club energy, where the producers and everybody else is behind the scenes. So we will notice a lot of, like I said, the charisma dwindling from the baddies energy, and there will be a rebrand, in my opinion. I don't know, I ain't confirmed yet, but I do feel that there will be a rebrand of some sorts. Okay? With Zeus, I highly doubt it, because once once Zeus implodes, she's done. That's her exit ticket, you know. But as an audience, we will notice, because this is what the question was. As an audience, what we should look out for is less of the baddies image. They're the world. Okay, the world is also speaking about like a global shift. So how does that impact baddies, right? Trends can be global. Let's say, for example, uh, um, it was really trendy like a few years ago or just some time ago to be a trad wife, or to be super into femininity and all that, right? Now the new thing is decenter males, or decenter this, decenter that. So with that global um influence, there will be some sort of rebrand. What's the new trend? I kind of want to see what's the new trend gonna be. Let me use this one first, because this is also going to impact baddies. So this is also what we should look out for. What will be the new trend? By the time baddies has to rebrand, is what I'm saying, if that makes sense. I'm not talking about like the newest upcoming trend, like right now. I'm talking about by the time that baddies has to rebrand, what will be the trend that we will notice? The Hangman. Bottom bottom of the deck is the Two of Pentacles. A lot of I don't know energy. So okay. So the new trend would be to question a lot of things, I guess. Because we got the Hangman, which the Hangman is like being left in a position of indecision, or uh not knowing what to do, an option being presented. Two of Pentacles is like playing with, teetering with the options. Which one is good, which one is bad, pros and cons type of thing. I don't know what formative thinking is, but that's what I'm hearing. Formative thinking. Is that a thing? Let's look. We're going to look it up, child. We're going to look it up. Formative thinking. Oh, I see formative assessment. Let me see. Formative thinking. Formative thinking meaning in the context of education. Is it? The goal of formative assessment is to monitor student learning to provide ongoing feedback that can be used by instructors to improve their teaching. Formative thinking, according to the AI overview, formative thinking in the context of education refers to a way of assessing and guiding student learning that is ongoing and focused on supporting improvement throughout the learning process. It's about checking student understanding in real time to make adjustments. Rather than waiting until the end of a unit or course. Formative thinking is going to be what's trendy. So I guess we're going back into the use our brain era. It's gonna be trendy to be the ultra smarty nerdy type energy. Okay, we're going back to that. Actually, like the equation is this, and like the answer is that. That type of asshole type of energy. But like, I don't, the way the world is right now, I don't think it's going to be as direct as these definitions are providing. Let me see if there's another definition. Real time feedback is what I keep saying. Real time feedback. Oh, I want this. Real time feedback. Yeah, indecision, an option being presented, going back and forth, critical thinking, being smartsy, artsy fartsy. What's another way? Um, being logical, I guess, but like asshole like logical. I don't know how else to describe it. That's what's gonna be trendy by the time Baddies wears off. So I guess, ooh, because Spirit is showing me images now. So this will be also like the re-emergence of the schoolgirl energy. I kind of want to say like Meg the Stallion type of energy. Like I'm sexy, smart, nerdy, book smart type of energy. Hmm. Clarify the hangman and the two of pentacles. The reemergence of the nerd, the schoolgirl, the uh the thinker, the thinking man, that whole pose, that type of energy. I think people are wanting to make a transition from turn up queens to book smart. I don't want to just say queens, but turn up people to book smart people. Um, what is that? The King of Pentacles in reverse. The idea of placing logic over money wits over money, something like that. I don't know if I'm just describing it. It's like a, I don't want to say age of Aquarius type of reemergence will be happening. We have the nine of cups. Nine to me speaks about karmic cycles. Yeah, so there's gonna be a shift in how like people want to feel. They want to feel logical and smart. By the time Baddies ends, people are gonna want to feel logical and smart and super witty and super able to read the fine print type of energy. What is this here? A whole bunch of, yeah. Seven of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse, Sun in reverse, Empress in reverse, all in reverse, all in reverse. Leaving that energy behind of just chasing the bag, these two here. You know, leaving behind the energy of, what was that? I want to say like the seeming control freak. The best way I can say that is like a rise of covert narcissism. That's another thing that we will witness. But that covert narcissism will play out as in people becoming super smart, super book smart, super well into literature, and almost a reemergence of history. The historian, the thinker. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna leave that there because we getting into different territory. But what should we look out for as an audience? As I believe within the next 6 to 8 seasons, we will look out for Natalie saying no. No. She's gonna be saying no a lot, and we're gonna hear it a lot. It's probably gonna be put in the way they're gonna edit and chop up the show is gonna make her look weird for saying no a lot. Then we're gonna see, oh, my phone's dying. Then we're gonna see the charisma around the energy of being a baddie fading, because we're going to transition into being super smart, super logical, super artsy fartsy, super book smart, the reemergence of the historian. That is the future of baddies. We went somewhere else for a little bit, but I am going to leave that there because the phone is dying anyway. Is there anything else that I want to know? Let me see. Yeah, that was it. What to look out for in the near future. I will be doing the future of the Zeus Network. More so, I guess you could say like slash the future of Lemmy. Um that will be another time. I do kind of want to wait for more juicy tea to come out in the meanwhile. Um yeah, but I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment and let me know what you think about this reading. Thank you so much. If you made it all the way to the end, like, share, subscribe, drop your opinions down below, all that YouTube stuff. Thank you. Bye.